Hey y'all, coming to you live from Guatemala. It's so beautiful here. It seems like the further south you get, the more warm the hospitality. We say as people from up north, from the East Coast and stuff like that, like down south got southern hospitality. But the further south we get, the love gets so much stronger. It leads me to think. I wonder if y'all can hear me. For some reason, it seems like it's so quiet on this end, but not right now. Frank's going live. Give me a second. No, so I'm really starting to feel like it must be some kind of mass conspiracy because Central America is so beautiful. But I feel like over time we've been told. Give me a second. We've been taught that Mexico and places that are below the United States geographically are considered dangerous. And I've had way more dangerous experiences in the United States than I've had outside of the United States. And it seems like, the tourism industry just really pushes the United States, Florida, California, all these places. They push Europe. And then they try to demonize countries that are, that are inhabited by indigenous peoples. And I'm absolutely certain at this point that it has to be a conspiracy because this place is so beautiful. The cost of living is so low. The people are so welcoming. People like us rarely come through these places. It seems like we'll be driving through towns like really, really rural areas down here in Central America. And they'll be looking at us like this is the first time they've ever seen Black Americans. And I don't even want to call us Black Americans, I don't, because, Black is a social construct. So I don't really know at this point how to label ourselves, but I'm going to continue to say Black Americans for familiarity's sake. But as Black Americans, specifically melanated people, a lot of people have never seen anything like us down here, especially, with the locks and stuff like that, like Rastas that are traveling, a Rasta family. And so it's a blessing to be that visibility, because visibility matters. And it's really important for people to see us in real life and see us doing positive things and see us building with our families and exploring the world and spreading love first and foremost. But yeah, I'm really sure that there's some kind of scheme that got people thinking not to come down here and not to drive. Like the drive was fine. These roads are, just as advanced as anything that you can see. Like, that's actually I'm actually exaggerating. They're not as advanced as some of the highways and things in the States, but they're definitely passable. We haven't run into any federales or criminals or anything like that. And we've been out of the States since, on and off since 2015. And we haven't had those experiences. And I'm not sure whether it's because we have a complexion for protection and maybe people don't look at us as, someone who has assets that are worth stealing. But I think that the risk that we're taught about traveling are actually imaginary for us. And we need to really get out there and explore and realize that the neighborhoods that we live in the States are just as dangerous, if not more so, than anything that we can encounter in these parts of the world. It's really a blessing to be able to be here with my family. What is today? A Wednesday morning. A Wednesday morning, and I'm here. My son's in there playing chess with my partner, and my baby's out here enjoying nature. And we're really learning how to survive in an indigenous way. And we've minimized a lot. We've downsized so many of our assets, and we've just been so blessed for it. A lot of our furniture and stuff we gave away. In Belize, like on buy and sell groups, saying like, come through, get this dresser, come through, get this fridge. You can leave a donation. So, and it's come back to us in amazing ways. Shout out to Marty and Ian. They gave us the opportunity to house sit at their pool house. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and So it gives us like a little base, a place that we can, land, a landing pad when we get back to Belize. And we're just, at this point, just traveling Central America. So as it turns out that Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Nicaragua have, I believe they call it a C4 agreement. And it's a situation where if you come here, you can travel amongst those 4 countries without doing all the entry and exit fee requirements. And so you're really able to travel throughout Central America, major countries in Central America, without much hassle. And these are not places that are really pushed, though, as tourist destinations for people like us. We like to go to Vegas and Miami and Atlanta, and, we go outside the country, going to Jamaica or the Bahamas and things like that. But, like, what about these places that aren't colonized as much? What about these places that could really use, our finances, and that could really use our visibility, that could really use our influence, our education and our training and things like that, places that we can contribute to and develop mutually beneficial relationships. And that's just been my goal. My life goal is to build meaningful relationships with people all over the world, specifically people that are marginalized like us. So I really stress the importance of getting those passports, finding ways to get passports for your children. And it may seem expensive, but really it's not that expensive, because if we could spend so much money on, spend a couple hundred or a few $1,000s going to, to some all-star game somewhere, or going to Vegas and things like that, why don't we just consider just putting a portion of that toward the child's passport? Let's take a road trip. Let's drive through Mexico. Let's drive through Belize. Let's drive through Guatemala. Let's drive through Honduras and El Salvador and Nicaragua. Let's do this. Let's drive through Panama. Let's drive to Chile. Let's drive to Peru. I would freedom is just, exploring her freedom. But I've been following families since before we actually started this journey. One particular family had like 8 kids, and they were driving from Alaska to Argentina. And just the other day in Guatemala, we were using Wi-Fi outside of a McDonald's, and I saw a retiree nomadic family in a nice pimped out Sprinter van. I mean, they had wine, they had, beds up top. It was really, really nice. And a younger Spanish family that, about our age, they had a baby too. And like maybe kind of a much more raggedy vehicle, but it was their home, and they had on the back of it, they were driving from Argentina to Alaska. And they were just doing it. People are just doing it, and they're doing it. And for some reason, our people aren't actually just doing it. But we can do it. Visibility matters. We have to see people like us exploring the world. And my last video, I was talking about the Moors and how they traveled to the Iberian Peninsula and how they brought culture. Like, we are culture. And everywhere we go, people are watching us. I mean, it's people that be taking pictures with us, taking pictures of us. The Mayans will tell you, like, a lot of times, oh, you are our ancestors. They'll call us kings and queens, sometimes gods. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. We are indigenous to this earth, and we need to get out there and really, really become one again with nature, and experience earth, and eat whole foods, eat foods that aren't created in a laboratory, create children that aren't created in a laboratory, stop donating our seeds to science that is used against us. Okay, so I'm digressing, but again, we're traveling the world. We're spreading positivity, and we're spreading our culture, and we're making cross-cultural connections as we learn Spanish and in other indigenous languages, not other indigenous languages, Spanish, in addition to indigenous languages. We're really, really finding a way. It's in a sense of like uniting the tribes. And it's beautiful to be a part of this, to be a pioneer on this journey, on a journey to a sense of freedom, absolute freedom. I don't know if that's possible in this world, in this society, but in a sense of freedom. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. I would love to answer questions. I would love to interact with people. But again, yes, we're in Guatemala right now. We're moving along soon, so we don't stay put in one place too long. We have to explore. Is while we have some youth in us, we might as well utilize it. I found myself in the States for a couple of years, working a corporate job, lovely, lovely, lovely job. But I found myself feeling like I was dying. And I started wondering, like, so I'm supposed to retire in another, 30 years? And by that time, what will I have left? I have money, but I won't have vitality. I won't have energy. So I'm utilizing all of my vitality and energy. Like my physical being is deteriorating sitting in this cubicle or sitting behind this desk. My physical being is deteriorating every day. And what am I going to have to show for it later? Some money, some bonus dots, some digital credits that I never even get to touch anymore. We don't even touch our money anymore. It goes straight from the jobs account to our bank account through a card, and we spend it. Most of the time I was doing Amazon Fresh. I wasn't even going to the grocery store anymore. It got that bad. I became that dependent on the system. And it's no shot against the system. Many people need the system. But we shouldn't become totally dependent on the system, because we've in essence, we've handed over our humanity, the ability to survive, the ability to live without the system. Dependence is the problem. It's not the system, it's our dependence on the system that's the problem. And as I'm talking, I'm thinking, I don't have a preordained or predestined message or anything like that, but I'm thinking and I'm speaking and I'm saying the message today from me to you is that we need to get out here and explore the world. I feel so blessed to be out here with my family. Shout out to everybody who's watching, my best friend Carmen. Shout out to Marty, my brother, my one and only blood brother, my cousin Shauna, Ian, Paul, Lynette, Melissa, my cousin April,